Have your ebook sales dropped significantly? Do you have a Kindle ebook that used to perform well but doesn't so much anymore? Well, today we're going to discuss...
Hey, Dale, that sounds like a really great topic. What's
Hello?
happening? Hey, Dale, I'm over here.
Mark, what are you doing here?
Hey, I know you've been having a tough time with your ebook sales on Kindle, so I thought I'd help give you a few pointers, so stay tuned. This is Self-Publishing with Mark, and if you're new here and you want to learn how to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable author brand, then subscribe and turn the notifications bell on so you don't miss a single video.
Stick around till the end because USA Today and Wall Street Journal best-selling author Mark Guberti is going to be giving you some tips that's going to level up your Kindle ebook sales. So take it away, Mark.
So you've published an ebook that may have been doing well when you first launched it, but now it's tanking and it's very hard to get those sales. And just like any author, you put so much time into writing a book, you want to see it continue to get sales well after the launch. So if you're not in that situation, if you're not making the sales anymore, it's time to give your book new life. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. 3 big tips for you. First is you can launch your different formats of your book at different times to drive more awareness. So what I usually do is when I actually launch a book, I do the Kindle edition and the paperback edition. So that leaves out the audiobook edition. Audiobooks are usually harder to produce because you have to speak them, you have to edit them. I usually hire an editor for that because there's just a few extra details that I just don't know how to do them. But when you publish the audiobook, that gives you, in a sense, a do-over to launch your book. So I will space the audiobook a little bit away from the launch of the Kindle book and the paperback. Some people like to launch all 3 of those at the same time because it helps with getting more sales in that moment because the audiobook option is there. But when you do come out with an audiobook a little after the initial launch, it kind of gives you the second chance to launch and drive some additional momentum. And when you are doing that and you're giving momentum with like an audiobook, and this is something you could do even if you don't come out with a new format of your book, one thing you could do is give people a special bonus for buying your book. So if it's a book that's not doing as well, you could tell your audience that if you buy a copy of this book and you email me the receipt from Amazon, I will send you my free training course or something like that that's priced higher than the book so people feel like they're getting a bargain. So if you present it to them that way, they're more likely to buy because they see it as getting a book and a training course for like $3 if it's a $2.99 Kindle book, instead of having to pay X amount of dollars for a training course or just being told to buy the book. And another big way to get more sales for your book and give it a new sense of life is through Amazon ads. And Amazon ads should be something that every author does because you can only promote your book so much. Like you can't come out with 20 different formats of your book. You've only got essentially the paperback, the audiobook, the Kindle edition. Some people do a hard copy, but yeah, you can't use that strategy forever. Amazon ads, though, that is something you can do forever. So what you want to do there is find the right keywords. There's a bunch of different resources like KDP Rocket. You could also just search keywords in Amazon. Cool thing about Amazon ads, you can use other author names and book names as the keywords. So this is something that you cannot do with the traditional format. Within KDP, when you're publishing your book, when they give you those 7 keywords, but you are able to essentially take those author names, take those book names, and make those the keywords that your ads appear for. So there's definitely a lot of different ways to leverage Amazon ads. I do recommend checking in on them at least once a day and aim for an ACOS of under 70% because that's how you know you're making a profit because Kindle, you get the 70% commission. So anything under 70, you're making a profit from your books, and you're ultimately getting so much more exposure because you get all of those impressions for free. It's a matter of like when people click. So A ton of extra people are coming across your books, and it's just a really great way to gain more visibility for your books, even the ones that are like old. Like one of my books, Podcast Domination, I published that thing in like 2018, I believe October, and that thing still gets sales every day because of the Amazon ads that I have running for it. So it's not me sending out an email every day to buy people saying, buy my book again, buy my book again. It's Amazon ads doing that work for me. And since I have reviews, since I have a good cover, and since I have a good description, that's going to increase the amount of people who buy that book. So like reviews are really important when you're trying to get more sales, and just setting it up so that you have those initial reviews and you have the description, things like that, and the cover will help you do better with your Amazon ads. And I'll actually give a bonus tip since Dale is such an awesome guy. One of the things that you should be doing during the launch of your book is having a way for people to join your email list. Because when you launch a book and you get that initial spike, it's not just going to be people in your audience who buy your book. It's also going to be people outside of your audience who just search for Amazon, or the Amazon ads example. So your book's going to come across people who have no idea who you are, and then they buy the book. So what you want to do on the first page of your book is have a way for people to join your email list. Because if you grow your email list, that's going to help you get more sales. Not only will it help you with future launches, but you can put a link to your book in the autoresponders, or you can use a PS, but you want to get people on your email list. That's the most important thing you could be doing as an author. So make sure that when you do come out with the book, that first page, or one of the first few pages, as long as it could be seen with the Amazon preview option, gives people a way to join your email list. So usually I offer people free access to one of my virtual summits. That's what I've been doing lately, but you want to make it targeted. So for a content marketing book, I do Content Marketing Success Summit. For the Wealthy Author book, I do the Wealthy Author Summit. So make it a very targeted, very specific giveaway that gets people on your email list. And even if you don't have one of those yet, like you could just do like a simple checklist, like for podcasting, for instance, like the checklist for everything you need to know to have a successful launch, or the checklist for promoting a new episode. So even something really easy to create, like a checklist, qualifies here and will allow you to grow your email list, which will help you with getting more sales in the short term and the long term.
Hey Mark, it's probably a good thing that I don't just rely on ebook sales alone. In fact, why don't we go over to your channel where I can share just a little bit more about some secret streams of revenue that you can do in self-publishing.
Dale, that sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's go on over down there. I'll see you.